There's a video on YouTube of the Super Chop that somebody uploaded it, and it's like a VCR tape video of Super Chop showing how to put the machine together when it's brand new and showing how to calibrate it and how to use it. The video is not fully complete, but most of the stuff is there, which I'm gonna put a link on the description. So if you want to check it out. When I watched that video, then I started thinking about getting me one of these machines, and I started searching on the Facebook marketplace as always, and I found one a couple of years ago and purchased it. And it didn't cost me that much. I think I paid around $600 for it, and I kind of wanted to have it basically because I watched the video and I said, well, maybe now that it's not that expensive, I can get me one. So anyway, I got the machine. And what I want to do is I want to show you how to set up the table as an amateur because I never used this machine before. And I don't have the practice to be able to change it up so quickly. And actually, there's no sense to change something very quickly. We have all the time. We're not in a rush to do things. So what I wanted to do is just set up the table and show you the difference or how different it is from the Shopsmith machine. Although I'm not going to compare side to side, but just to show you the process of setting up the machine and setting it up and see how it works. So let's do it. I'm going to just position the camera in a different angle so I show you a little bit better. All right, so for the saw, first of all, it's mounted on an arbor that will get installed right here on this collet, and it's got its own guard, and it's made out of metal. And on the bottom, it's got a T-bolt, and on top there's a wing nut. So we set up the saw right here on the guard, lower guard, and we'll just slide it with the T bolt all the way to the where it touches right here on the carriage. And then you just tighten it down, and now you're ready to move maybe either the power head, and I'm gonna get closer to the carriage. I'm gonna slide the arbor into the collet on the power head all the way in, and uh, I'm going to crank it all the way until it touches the power head, and then I'm gonna lock it down here with this bolt. If I want to, I can use this spanner wrenches to torque it down. Then it's got a hole here on the collet or the arbor, and you can use this also to lock it down. Now it is ready to accept the table. All right, so now I'm gonna get the table, and I'm going to put it on top of the holes here, and I'm gonna lower it. I will lower it down, and I'll lock it down here. Now I can see that the bolt on the carriage is not adjusted properly because it's touching one of the sides of the saw. So let me go ahead and um, move the carriage a little bit there and lock it down. Now I can fine tune it with the quill, and I'm gonna tighten down the quill there on both sides. And now it's kind of ready to go there. Then the height of the the saw, well, you just control it with this crank here, like down. The table is tight. This is tight. Everything is tight. And I'm going to position now the splitter and the table guard. I mean the table saw guard. All right, so this is the splitter and guard, and it's got um, a hole here that goes into the rails. You just slide it until you line it up with the curve right here on the table. I think you should line up with the saw there. There you go. And then I also have the rib fence, and I'm gonna position right here. Now this rib fence has got two adjustments, one on the front and one on the back, and all of these handles got the hole, so you want to tighten them down with the spanner, and you can do so, but this I don't think is necessary, so keep them hand tight, I think. All right, what else? Oh yeah, I wanted to show you. All right, so now I'm going to show you the miter gauge, and it's got like the Sharpsmith um, these hold down clamps. I think you can. Oh yeah, you push the buttons here and you slide them quickly. It's kind of awkward. Push these buttons and you slide them quickly up and down. And then you just bolt them to the material. So it's kind of heavy. A miter gauge, instead of Sharpsmith that's got the trigger to push it down. This has got these buttons, and then you just hand tighten them down. Anyway, let me set it down over here. So I got the menu here, and what I can find is the speeds for table saw operations are. Let me see where they are. Speed. Here's the speed chart for operation for the different operations of the machine, and I can see that table sawing is 3200 to 3600 in both hardwood and softwood. So to be able to set it up on this machine, I can first of all show you that it's got three different pulley speeds, and I slide this cover to the side, and you can see the belt, that you can change the belt from the big pulley to the small pulley. Now this got a little handle here, and then you can like lift it up, and then you can change the pulley. I mean the belt on the pulleys. In this case, 3600 RPMs are gonna be set up using the middle pulleys, which is in the middle of this dial, and then if I dial it all the way up to 3600, about right there, that'll be the speed for sawing, supposedly. So I'm just gonna cover this up again, and I'm going to bring the dial back to 0. I don't want to start it on high speed. I got the machine unplugged, of course, and let me go ahead and plug it in and turn it on just to see how it sounds. Also, forgot to mention that I got a couple of extension tables that we can set up on the sides here. Here's one of the extension tables, and I got another one. Where is it? Here. Got another one over here, and seems like they're symmetric. Are they? Yeah, should seems like they are. So if you need to saw something very large, like a piece of plywood or something, then you can use extension tables, I think. So just want to make sure I'm in the middle of the tool here, the curving part of this splitter, and it seems like it's sitting high, but I think that's the way it goes. Yep. So let me go ahead and turn it on. Plug it in and turn it on. See what happens. And see how it sounds. So everything secure, tight. This tight to the bottom. This is tight. These are tight. All right, let's see what happens. Well, it doesn't vibrate a lot. There's a little vibration, and I can hear a little like bearing noise, just a tiny bit. I don't know if that's normal or not, but let me get a piece of plywood or something to get it through the blade. Let me just get it closer, get it closer. This I'm just gonna get a piece of wood like this. And hopefully it won't kick back at me. So let me get the pusher. I can use either one of these. Yeah, I like this one a little better. And see what happens. I'm gonna turn it on with the whole speed on. Well, it wasn't that scary. Uh, let me go ahead and see if I can get that piece of wood through the saw again. It's a little bit out of adjustment. So I will have to, follow that video that I was mentioning and try to adjust the saw. But let me give it another round here. This is almost to the end of the guard. But the thing in this machine that I can leave it in the highest setting there and turn it on, and it seems like it's okay. So yeah, it cuts okay. I can hear a little bit of bearing noise. It shouldn't be that bad. If you don't cut a lot of wood with it, then it should be okay. But I'm gonna have to take a look of those bearings in the future and see if they're dry or they need to be replaced. But overall, it's a little awkward. The guard, I don't like it. It's kind of in a way, but I mean, it's something that is very necessary because I mean, it's a safety feature that you need to always use. But overall, it was okay. It was fine. It seems like it's got the power that it needs. So yeah, just what I wanted to show you, just how this machine works, just in case you're looking for one like this, and that'll help you decide if you really want it. Hopefully you like the video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, and thank you for visiting my channel. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.